Hey, it's Jen Thoden with YourColorStyle.com, and in this video I'm going to share with you how you can figure out your best shades of green to wear. So when we're looking at the color wheel, and this is the bright color wheel, in your color style there's both bright and soft. If you are bright, you wear colors best from the bright color wheel, which is what you see in front of you. And if you are soft, you would wear colors best from the soft color wheel. So I'm going to be showing you your best shades of green based on whether you wear the brighter colors best or if you wear the softer colors best. So we're going to go through the bright colors first. So this is the bright color wheel that's in front of you, and you can see that green is about right here on the color wheel. And notice it's on the cool side of the color wheel. The left side is the cool colors and the right side is the warm colors. It's often confused that green is a warm color, and I totally understand why people feel that it should be a warm color, but it's actually located on the cool side of the color wheel. So green is actually a cool color. Now, just because green is considered a cool color does not mean that you can't wear it if you have warm undertones. True green is a universal color. It is an even balance of blue and yellow and can be worn regardless if you have warm or cool undertones. It gets interesting when blue is added to green or yellow is added to green, because that's when the color starts to change, and that's when it really starts to change on who wears it best. So I created this chart, and again, this is for the bright greens. And in the center here is neutral, meaning the true green that I had just mentioned. And this is a green that is a even balance of yellow and blue. This is the greens that are going to look good on anyone, regardless if you have warm undertones or cool undertones. Now, you'll notice that it goes from deep down to light, and that means that black is being added to darken it and white is being added to lighten it. And depending on your depth and level of contrast between your hair, skin, and eyes, some of these shades of greens may not be as flattering. Like the lights might feel too light for you, or the darks might feel too dark for you. But in general, this neutral green is pretty much good on anyone in the bright category. As you add blue, moving to the right, you notice that the color changes to more of green blues and blue greens and teals and turquoises. These are all colors that are going to look good on everyone. So regardless if you have warm undertones or cool undertones, any green really, while you're adding blue to it, is going to look really, really good. And you don't have to worry about whether or not you have warm or cool undertones. On the opposite spectrum, going left, adding yellow warms up the green. And this is where it gets a little funny. Because even though when you look on the color wheel and notice that, a yellowy green is still on the cool side, you're starting to warm up that green, and it doesn't take very much yellow to tip over onto the warm side of the color wheel. And this is where I feel that if you have cool undertones, this yellowy green here isn't as flattering as it would be more on someone with warm undertones. And even then, the lime green can be a really fussy color to wear. So it's not always going to look great, even if you have warm undertones. It's a fussy color where you're right there in between warm and cool, and it really takes some experimentation and trial and error to really know how warm the greens should go before it starts to really work well for you, and when it stops working well for you. So in this guide that I have here, I'm actually sharing you one page of the guide. I've broken down the bright color types. There's 6. So there's 3 for bright and warm and 3 for bright and cool. And I've included the best greens for each of these color types. And these are the colors that are in alignment with the color fan. So if you have the color fan, you can refer to this, or if you haven't decided yet that you want the color fan, you still have the digital color palette here for your best greens. So let's look at now for the soft. Same thing is true on the soft color wheel. This is the true green here. The biggest difference between what I just showed you and this color wheel is that the colors are slightly muted. They're a little softer. They're not so bright. Okay. Same thing though, same thing as in bright. When you look at the range of greens, the neutral is right in the middle. This is the even split between blue and yellow. And they're just slightly muted here, so just a little bit softer, not so bright. And then as you add yellow, warming up to the left, you can see that it starts to go towards like this mossy kind of green. These are the kind of greens that are going to look good on someone with warmer undertones and not so great on cool undertones. But when you add blue going to the right, you're cooling that green down, but you're creating those green blues and teals and turquoises, and those colors are going to look great regardless of your undertones, okay? So again, I've done the same thing for the soft color types, 3 for soft and cool and 3 for soft and warm, and I've listed the colors that will look best in the shades of green, going to about the green blues and over to the kind of mossy yellow greens. So if you want this guide, there's a link in the description below this video out on YouTube that'll take you over to the webpage. There's a form there that you can submit to get this free guide so you can scan the guide, find your color type and your best shades of green.